Hey everyone, it's PK here, and today in this video I'm going to be talking about 3 ways to buy positive cash flow property. Yesterday I posted on all the social how a client got a property in South Australia with $4,000 of positive cash flow from day one that is also growing in value. So today I'm going to be deep diving into how to buy positive cash flow properties in the 3 ways, or 3 of many ways, to actually do that. So hi guys, if you don't know me, my name's PK and I help people achieve passive income through property investing by buying positive cash flow property that also grow in value without spending tens of thousands of dollars on buyers agents and property marketers. So let's get into it. All right, so the way number 1 to buy positive cash flow property is looking at data. Now what you want to do is you want to get the average yield data for every single suburb across Australia, 15,000 suburbs, and then just filter that data to find where there is yield of above 5% or above 5.5% or above 6%. And when you find that, there you're going to find positive cash flow property. Now, not every property in that suburb or in those suburbs is going to be positive cash flow, but by and large, if the average yield for that suburb is above 5 or is above 5.5 or is above 6%, then you know that most properties within that suburb or those suburbs will be positive cash flow in nature. So now, of course, there's not hundreds of these suburbs, so you need to be very selective, and at the same time you don't want to go too regional, you don't want to go too rural, where you will find many of these suburbs with positive cash flow properties, but there are other reasons why you don't want to be buying them. For example, they have very limited or almost no growth. Mining towns, very up and down, you could lose a lot of money. So you need to have a filtering mechanism to really find, of the 15,000 suburbs, the 100 or 150 that have positive cash flow potential, and then of them which are actually going to grow and are safe bets. Okay, so that's way number 1. Now, when you found a suburb like that, what you want to be doing, if you're interested in positive cash flow, if you're interested in passive income right from day one, what you want to be doing is you want to buy underneath the median value. Now, let's say that you found a suburb, the median value is $400,000 or $350,000, and there's dozens of these, by the way. What you want to do is find properties that are less than the median, less than 400 or less than 350. Now, the reason is this. Now, when a property is valued, they take into consideration things like the number of bedrooms, bathrooms, how old the property is, and especially land size. Now, let's just pick on land size. When a tenant chooses to select a property to rent, they don't really care about land size. Most tenants, they don't even take their kids in the backyard so much. They don't really use the outside of the house. They're mostly interested, and what they mostly consider is the number of bedrooms and the fact that it's in decent condition, close to amenity. They don't really look at the things that an owner-occupier would when it comes to valuing property. Okay, so they don't look at the land size, they don't look at necessarily how old it is. As long as it's livable, in relatively nice condition, and it has enough bedrooms, a tenant chooses to rent that house. So now what that means is that if we can buy property underneath the market value, we still get the yield, underneath the median price, we still get the yields that the median price demands, but we're not paying as much as the median price. Okay, so even though it's a positive cash flow suburb, generally speaking, we're buying the very top echelon or top tier of positive cash flow properties in that suburb. The reason is that we're paying less than median value, so the loan isn't that much, and we're getting above the median rent in that suburb because we're optimizing for exactly what the tenant wants. We're not over-capitalizing huge block sizes when the tenant actually doesn't care about that, and it's just taking away from that positive cash flow story because we're paying more to buy that land and not getting the commensurate rent for it. Okay, so way number one was to get the data and assess of the 15,000 suburbs across Australia, which have a yield of above 5.5%, 6%. The second way is to buy under median value. Don't buy something with a huge block of land, because tenants don't view land as attractive. They view the interior of the house as attractive. Okay, so that's the second way. And the third way to get under market value property, and this is something that almost no one is doing, but what's really interesting sometimes is to find a property where you know that the rent could be higher than what it is now. Now, the current tenant may not know that, the real estate agent may not know that, but a savvy property manager will know that. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to find properties where, if you look at comparable rental properties, they're renting at, let's say, $400 a week. But this one, even though it could demand $400 a week, is only getting $360 or only getting $370. Now, there's various reasons that may be. The existing landlord may not have been too fussed about increasing rent. The existing landlord may not care so much about positive cash flow because they're, in their old age and property's already done really well for them. Or they may just not know what they can actually get in the market because they don't understand the rental market, and their property manager may not be so crash hot and they don't know what they can get in that property can get for rent in the current market. So if you can find this type of property where if you buy it, you can hike the rents by $30, $40, $50 when the next lease is up for renewal or when the current tenants move out, then all of a sudden you've got a property that may have had a yield of 4.5 go up to above 5, or 5% yield go up to 5.5, or 5.5 go up to 6%. And that's literally thousands of dollars in the bank after expenses every single year. Okay, so you're looking for arbitrage. And there's so much of it out there. You don't want to obviously do the wrong thing and overcharge tenants, but what we're looking for is rental properties, existing rental properties for sale, where the current landlord is undercharging the current tenant. Okay, so, and when the tenant, receives that increase in price, then they'll, obviously be upset, but they can look at the market, and if they deem that that price is what the market is expecting, what the market is absorbing, then they'll just have to take it. I mean, that's just how free market works. All right, so these are the ways that my client, which I posted yesterday, bought under $400,000 in South Australia and is getting from day number one $4,000 of positive cash flow in the bank, and the suburb, contrary to popular belief, has actually risen by $5,000 to $10,000 every single month since March, right in the middle of COVID. So I know plenty of you are probably thinking, COVID, this is a really bad time to buy, no properties are increasing, but this suburb in Adelaide is definitely increasing, and it will continue to increase. So that $4,000 positive cash flow is gonna go up to $5,000 soon, and then $6,000 and $7,000 as the time rolls by. Okay, and it's already demonstrated that history shows that rents have risen. History shows, even the last 6 months, every single month property prices have increased $5,000 to $10,000 in the midst of COVID. So that's the combination of cash flow, positive cash flow, and capital growth. So that's exactly the strategy that my client used, and great outcome. All right, so I want to know, tell me right now if in the comments, are you looking for a positive cash flow property? I genuinely want to know. Let me know. Drop a yes or drop a GIF if you are looking for positive cash flow, and let me know the ways that you're going about getting positive cash flow in the current property market, in residential real estate. Okay, so comment below on that. And yeah, look, if you're interested in finding out more sophisticated ways to get the combination of positive cash flow and capital growth, if you want to buy under market value and under median value, and if you want to learn how to arbitrage and increase rents and really generate a passive income for you and your family without paying for a buyer's agent, without paying for a property marketeer $10,000 or $15,000, then I'll drop a link right below as well. You can click that and find out more. And please guys, like or love this video if you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, just subscribe and you'll find out plenty of more videos like this where I'll continue to share knowledge, continue to help you on your property investing. Once again, my name is PK. Have a great day. Catch ya, bye.